So, ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to have a guest that would steal a baby raccoon to have as a pet, loves raising money for charity, and is the queen of Call of Duty. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you xCassirole, aka Cassie. Welcome in.
You are very right about the raccoon. You're
I
very
know.
right about the raccoon.
I had this feeling that like you would just like, whether it be from the mama raccoon or if you just like, I feel like your best, like your actual dream would just be like you're walking around and you just see an abandoned cub and you just be like scooping it up like a stork.
Yeah, you're right. Because if I see slugs on the ground, I'll grab them and I'll move them so that they don't get stepped on. So I would kidnap them all.
I love that. I feel like they'd be really cool pets. Like because like here's the thing is I'm sure you get this too. You'll see people that have they'll have them as pets, and I'm like, how the hell are they getting these things?
My aunt actually almost bought me a sugar glider for Christmas once, and those are like the flying squirrel things.
Yeah.
She almost did, but unfortunately I already had a hamster, so she didn't get it for me.
And you gotta have like two of them. I hear they need like other friends or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's like a social anxiety like group thingy. They need to be in a group.
Yeah, they need to be in a group, and also they're like nocturnal, which kind of works out for you considering you're up late like most days anyways. I feel I feel like if you're like anything, your sleep schedule is not on regular scheduled programming.
After the past month, it has not been, or past 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So Cassie, tell the people about yourself.
All right, so my name is Cassie, aka Cassirole. I'm a streamer on Twitch. I've streamed for about a year. I really enjoy it, and I do raise money for charity almost every month. September we did suicide awareness. October we did Red Cross, and then this month we're doing Feeding America.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. And I feel like now, do you do that through Twitch out of curiosity, or do you like do you get like do like a third party thing?
I do it through Twitch.
Through Twitch,
so
yeah.
The first one I did, I was doing it through, I was having people donate to my PayPal, and I didn't really like that because they do take out certain fees when you try to transfer it out into your account, so then you can donate to the charity. Yeah. So I thought the Twitch thing would just be more direct and like more secure.
Totally, right? And then that way you don't have people like, so the one thing that always makes me nervous about PayPal is people will be like, they'll send the money and then they'll refund the payment.
Yep, they try to refund it.
Yeah. And then we get screwed because then we have to pay that money that gets refunded, and it's not great.
I want to avoid that at all costs.
Yeah, no, me too. I feel like that's just always super stressful. What the heck is it? So is there a fictional vehicle that you would love to drive?
Halle Berry's Catwoman. She's on a motorcycle, right?
I think so.
It would be that, because she looks really, really hot doing it. She looks really, really good.
It's funny enough, I was talking about Halle Berry today, because you ever watch John Wick 3? I think it was 3. Not. Well, I think it's John Wick 3 she's in, and my God, she looks great killing people. Like,
just like how old she is now, like
chef's kiss. I know.
Like fine wine. I know.
Wine. I was like, gosh dang, like, and so it always, some people just like look good in action movies and some people don't, and then she looks good. I think I definitely, what the heck was it? I think the Batmobile would be cool, but there was, I don't know if it was Star Wars or something, but there was like this tire vehicle that's like you like sit inside of it and it like spins like a tire, like I guess it's just one big wheel. But for whatever reason I feel like I'd really want to do that.
My mind is only going towards something from South Park, but it's way worse than just a wheel. But that's not something I need to disclose here.
Dude, South Park, fantastic show.
Amazing show. I love falling asleep to it and then just waking up and I just don't know what's going on. It feels like a fever dream. And they're so ruthless. Though I've only seen a few episodes in my life, but I always remember this one where they're throwing rocks at cars as they're coming through. And I'm like, man, if my car got hit with a rock and I seen some kids, like, you know how fast I'd slam on that brake and like, oh man. Just direct shift into reverse.
Oh yeah.
What's up, kiddos?
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like those people are always like the craziest. but like they have nothing to really like. They either have too much to lose or they don't have anything to lose, and that's scarier, I think. But
did you ever hit mailboxes with a bat growing up?
no, we
Okay.
a lot of the times. So like, I don't know if it was just like where I was, but they didn't like. They're like the big like postal boxes where you went to go down, open the key, and like get your mail out. They weren't like in like your neighborhood where you have like a mailbox at the end. A lot of them, even if they did, it was like something hung right beside the door, so it wasn't, and it was like on a wall. So it's like if I knocked it down, it would just be like picking it up and putting it on the ground. Just more of
like
it
direct vandalism.
Yeah, exactly. Not like I always actually wanted to be like in the back of a pickup, you know, and then just hit at least one with a bat. I think that'd be kind of fun.
Just like the movies.
Yeah. I really think it would hurt my hands though. Like just if you hit the mailbox wrong and like the bat does like that crazy vibration.
Oh yeah, your hand would like go numb.
Oh yeah. So I feel like you just gotta, if you do that a bit, and then you either just have to live with your hands being numb, or you just kind of stop swinging after the first one, I guess.
Well, then if your hand is numb, you can just use your hand to do it.
Like you might be able to, yeah. So what prestige in Call of Duty are you? Because Wiggles was just saying he was 9th, and I don't know.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I don't know what the cap is.
So it goes up to prestige 10, and then from there you hit level 55, and that's like the last prestige level, and then you can go up to level 1000.
Gotcha.
I am on prestige 3, level 23, 24, something like that.
Okay,
so
okay.
I'm getting there.
You're getting there, okay. That's not too bad.
I think I've gone up 1 or 2 prestiges in the last 3 or 4 days, so that's why I'm not sleeping.
Yeah, I was gonna say, she was just telling me she's on that grind. She played, how long did you play yesterday? Like 12 hours?
I went to bed at 5 a.m.
And when did you start playing though?
6 p.m.
Just like a casual 11-hour shift, you know? But like,
it is what it is.
Oh, like I kind of miss those days, man. Like I feel like I don't get to do that as much as I want to. But like, it was like, I remember the first Call of Duty I ever got was Black Ops 1. I'd played the other ones because like friends would like lend them to me or something like that. But like I went in on Black Ops 1, and it was awesome. Because I was like, you had the dolphin dive, you had Nuketown, like the original, and like I just remember, I think I hit prestige 10, I think back in the day.
Damn.
But that's because
I'm interested to see your viewpoint on the Omni movement.
Yeah, I'm super interested in checking that out because I like the idea of being able to spin around and swing around, but we'll see. I mean, like, do you find it pretty, like, you find it pretty good? Do you find it pretty functional?
There were some things in it that are a little bit buggy and laggy. Mantling is really difficult, and it seems really, really slow, so you can easily die if someone's, like, on the other side of you.
Gotcha.
Besides that, it's fun doing the cha-cha slide around the maps, honestly.
The cha-cha slide.
It's fun. I enjoy it.
You're gonna have to show me all, like, the techniques. I'm just gonna have to, like... I'm probably just gonna be so used to, like, I'm so used to games like Siege and Fortnite where you don't really dive, you kind of just like crouch behind shit.
Well, just know that the sliding isn't as long as it is in Fortnite.
Oh, right. I forgot you could slide in Fortnite for a second. I don't know why, but I'm also just obsessed with Fortnite. I wouldn't say it's a problem, but it is a lot of the things that I do like to play, especially because the new season, it ends. What the heck is it? It ends in like this week, some shit like that.
That might be enough for me to re-download it.
It's got like, yeah, it's the last week, and then I think it is, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought it was the second maybe or some shit like that. But yeah, and then it goes back to like it's like the OG seasons right now, and then it's going back to whatever season it is.
Oh yeah, the OG came back. I wish they kept that a lot. Like I wish they kept it active longer.
Well, the nice thing is they are like on December 6th, OG season's back forever.
Oh.
So like it'll be like it'll start like so every month it'll like change. So like the first month is chapter 1 season 1, and after that's chapter 1 season 2, and then just does like the first 10 seasons and then rotates back.
Oh, so they're just totally going back.
Yeah, except they'll still do like the new stuff that they're doing, and like so there'll just be like more modes to play. So you just like they're just really locking people in because the OG stuff is just so good.
It's tempting. I wasn't lucky enough to play it OG though. I think I installed it like April of 2022.
Gotcha.
So I didn't get to play as much as the original game as I could. And then they brought back the OG map, and I loved that, and then they took it away.
Yeah, because they only brought it back for like a month last year, and it was devastating.
Not long enough.
It was short. But that's okay, you know. Let's see. Are you ready to get into some am I the asshole? I know you're super pumped.
I'm so ready to judge people. Oh
yeah. My God. Dude, it's fun, man. So I should have just shared it with you.
Yep, I see it.
Perfect. Let's do this, and then we're gonna go. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, here's our first story of the day. Am I the asshole for uninviting my fiance's work wife from our wedding? I, 29, am supposed to be marrying the love of my life, 31 male, in a few months. We've been planning this wedding for over a year, and it's been a beautiful but stressful experience. But there's one person casting a shadow over everything, and that's my fiance's work wife, Lily, 30F. Let me backtrack a little. My fiance and Lily have been friends and coworkers for around 5 years. At first, I was honestly relieved he had a good friend at work, especially since his job can be demanding and a bit isolating. I tried to be cool, understanding partner who wasn't bothered by how close they were, but over time, their bond became, well, it became something I just didn't know how to handle. Lily is a huge part of his life. They text constantly, often late into the night, about everything from work issues to little jokes. She knows everything about him that I sometimes don't, and it stings to realize how much he turns to her for advice and laughs instead of me. My fiance reassures me that they're just friends, that she is his work wife, and that it's no big deal, but it feels like she's gotten so close that I'm sometimes the one that on the outside looking in. As we got deeper into wedding planning, Lily started chiming in with her opinions, and she had suggested about our venue, parentheses, it doesn't feel like him, our flowers, parentheses, he's never liked bright colors, remember? And even my dress, mentioning offhandedly that she knew his style and could help me pick something he'd love. I tried to laugh it off, but it hurt more than I wanted to admit. Here I am planning my wedding, and it felt like I had to measure up to her view of who my fiance was. Last week, our engagement party, and it was supposed to be such a happy day, but I kept noticing Lily glued to his side. I tried to join their conversation, but every time she'd bring up a work story or inside joke, that left me feeling like a third wheel at my own engagement. Then, in one of the worst moments, I walked up just as she was saying, "You know, if you change your mind, you could always marry me instead." My heart sank. I didn't know if she was joking or half serious, but my fiance laughed, brushing it off like it was no big deal. I couldn't just let it go. I pulled my fiance aside later that night and told him how inappropriate her comment was. He looked at me surprised and said I was taking it too seriously and that Lily was just playing around. I felt like I was going crazy. Like maybe I was seeing something that wasn't there, but how would anyone be okay hearing that from someone so close to their fiance? The last straw came towards the end of the night. Lily had a few drinks. She came up to me asking if I was really okay with how close we were. She said something like, "I mean, I can't imagine him with anyone else." It felt like a knife to my chest. I wanted to scream, but instead I just walked away. Later, I told my fiance I didn't want her at our wedding, that it was too painful to have someone there who clearly saw herself as part of our relationship. He got defensive, saying I was overreacting, letting jealousy ruin a friendship he cherishes. He even implied that uninviting her would damage his reputation at work, and now he's barely talking to me because he says I'm making him choose between his best friend and his fiance. I don't know what to think anymore, and I feel hurt, small, and like my feelings don't matter. My friends don't support me, but I think his friends think I'm overreacting and I'm letting insecurity ruin our relationship. Am I the one blowing this up, or am I right to want some respect and boundaries? What are your thoughts on that?
My God, I don't know who's worse, if it's Lily or if it's the husband. Because for her to say the whole thing like "marry me instead" and he giggles about it. If
Like,
you're actually about to marry somebody that you love and you're giggling about marrying someone else,
like, that's crazy.
Oh my
bro.
God.
Yeah, like, I feel like this is like the literally, like, when people say my work wife or work husband, this is like the worst case scenario, I feel like.
So I used to work in a restaurant.
Okay.
And there are always those little like work husband, work wife relationships.
For sure.
They always end up turning into something way more than just a work wife and a work husband.
Absolutely.
Turns into a we're gonna go into the walk-in freezer during break time work wife work husband.
I feel like that's definitely not something you made up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I plead the fifth.
I plead the fifth. That's hearsay.
Yeah. Yeah, that, to me, that's crazy. Like, first of all, I feel like she's way too involved in their wedding. You know, based off this story, I know we only have one perspective, but I gotta side with 29 female here. I don't have her name. We can call her Brenda. I side with Brenda, and like that, which is kind of crazy for her to even say things like, you know, if it's their wedding and, you know, he's happy with the flowers they've picked, what's wrong with the flowers now?
I'm wondering though, because like she's chiming in on her opinions. Like, are they? I wouldn't think that they're inviting her to it, or is she saying these things to the husband? Or wait, no, she was mentioning she was saying it to the fiance.
Yeah, she was saying it to her. She's saying it to Brenda.
I wonder what the environment was. Like, did she invite her to go and find her dress? Is the fiance willingly still sharing all these details about the wedding with her, and for what reason if she has issues with her?
Right? Like, it's to me, it's kind of crazy that they're texting like late into the night with like work jokes and shit, which is crazy to me because I don't know, I just feel like most people I'm not texting after like 10 o'clock because I'm too high and watching TikToks. But it's like, it's not often that I feel like I'm texting late, but I'm just not up as late, I guess.
Also, imagine like you're sitting in bed with your fiance and you're sitting there like, "Oh, I love you, blah blah," and they're just like texting their work wife. Like, that's instead of just embracing the human that's literally sitting next to you that you say you love and that you're going to spend the rest of your life with. You're not paying any attention to them. You're paying attention to this other person who's not in your life.
Yeah, I don't know why, but like I just feel like I want to shadow box and just like get ready to fight this guy, like for no reason.
I kind of want to fight Lily.
You want to fight? Yeah, dude, fuck Lily.
I want to fight Lily.
Here's what I'm thinking. I'll come in, hit her with the chair. You come in, pin her, and then that's it.
I will train a group of raccoons that I find off the street to attack her.
Okay, perfect.
That's what we'll do.
Llama in the comments here, for real, she needs to dump him. No way he dumb enough to let his fiance know about his work wife. Like, oh yeah, work wives shouldn't exist if you're married or in a relationship. I feel like
here's the fighting thing to what Llama said though. Like, a big thing that people say, like, these are different forms of cheating. Secretly messaging someone. She knew about it, so that could have either been snooping through her phone, or like he felt comfortable telling her about it. Like, if he genuinely felt comfortable telling her about these conversations that they were having, like work jokes to life things, blah blah blah, that also gives it a different point of view, because if he felt comfortable sharing all that stuff with her, he doesn't think that it's a secret and he doesn't think it's bad because he's letting her know what's going on. But he's still engaging in it and letting it happen. Yeah,
and I feel like, if he's telling her about it, I think that's a great thing. I think if he didn't tell her about it, it's not great, but I also think the fact that he's kind of enabling it to kind of escalate is not like a great thing.
It's like an attention thing, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, she's stressing about the wedding. She's trying to get all this stuff done. Maybe there's something in his mind where he's like, okay, she's not giving her, like, 100 right now because she's so focused. But I have this other person who's still willing to talk to me and is, like, keeping conversations and stuff like that. So it might just be he's lacking that in this time frame in the relationship. So he's getting it from the other person and he's letting it happen so that I can kind of fill that void.
Totally. Which, you know... That's where it boils down to communication, though, to be like, he could just, I feel like for him, he could just be like, hey, I know you're like super obsessed with this wedding right now, but I need you for a minute. Like, I need you right now.
Yeah, like involve him more into the wedding stuff. Yeah. She's like, oh, those aren't the colors he likes. And be like, okay, honey, what colors do you like?
Yeah, well, like that was Lily talking to Brenda.
No, so Brenda should have snapped back at fiance and been like, dude.
Been like,
you're saying this.
Like, why is this bitch telling me this? Why aren't you saying that? Like, yeah, oh, dude. Whew. Yeah, like
I'm partial on both.
Cat Wangforce, like, babes, you can have him.
Exactly. Yeah, just take the ring and run.
Yeah,
hit up a pawn shop. Go on vacation.
Exactly, right? Like that kind of shit is crazy. I don't think she's the asshole. Now I don't think the fiance is entirely an asshole. I think he's an asshole because I don't think he's seeing the issue entirely, because I think he's blinded by this friendship. And because, like, don't get me wrong, I get it. You know, he's great friends with this person. You know, they've been through, you know, I'm sure a lot of work shit and blah blah blah. But her friend, like, he's not seeing his friend interject herself into his relationship a little too much here, you know, like.
It would be this would be a totally different story if it wasn't a work wife, but it was like a lifelong friend. Like, oh, they're my best girlfriend. That would have flipped the story so much, and I feel like it wouldn't be as bad.
Yeah,
because they have this past where it's not just they see each other at work and they spend X amount of hours together more than the actual couple does.
Yeah, right. So I can't imagine that she, like, I didn't see no update posts, which just makes me sad. So I was hoping to see that we'd have an update. But we'll look at a couple of the comments. Not the asshole, but to be honest, it sounds like the two of them are having an emotional affair. Her comments are completely inappropriate, and your fiance's willingness to side with her and choose her over you is hugely concerning. I can absolutely predict on the day of the wedding she's going to try and insert herself into everything. It sounds like there is a level of jealousy here, and based on what she did at your engagement party, this is going to escalate on the day you get married, and then you can likely look forward to a future of her inserting herself into your relationship, the home you buy, your kids, blah blah blah.
Oh, she would definitely have the kids call her auntie or something.
Oh, for sure. Aunt Lily. This makes me sick. Vegas Go on Fire says, as a partner, you need to make sure your partner is always secure. Absolutely.
Agreed.
I think Aunt Bitch King Kong says, yeah, absolutely, dude, you fucking got her. But I have to agree, I don't think she's the asshole. I feel like there's a lot of crazy things. There was a lot to digest.
I feel like there's a lot of stuff that's behind the scenes that isn't present.
100%. Another comment said, girl, he already chose and it wasn't you. Like, that's crazy. What a crazy...
if anyone said that to me, I would cry myself to sleep.
Yeah, I think I would 13 Reasons Why and then just call it a night. Yeah, like, it just... Like, that's crazy. But, yeah, then that's a big comment, too.
That's a lot.
Yeah. But the term work wife is icky as it is. It always results in some crossing the lines, just kind of like how you said, right? Like, if you start saying work wife, there is, like, some sort of, like, you know, it's like Ghostbusters. You don't want to cross the beams, but things are being crossed, and It's gonna be the end of their relationship, personally.
Yeah, when it upgrades from coworker to work husband slash wife, that's when you gotta start worrying a little bit.
Yeah.
It's when it gets a little bit like put your little antennas on.
Yeah, like you're not too crazy. You're not out of like, you're not thinking too far out of the realm here, and I think that's crazy to me. So, to me, not the asshole. What about you, Cass?
Not the asshole.
Our next story. Am I the asshole for telling my 19-year-old daughter she'll have to move out of my house if I get a divorce because of her lies after her stepdad saw her naked?
Huh?
So my husband and I have been married for a little over 5 years now, and I will say my daughter, 19, and him have had an okay relationship. Not exactly father-daughter, but almost advice asked and given relationship, basically. I've never picked up on anything weird from my husband towards my daughter, and my daughter has never said or insinuated anything at all as well. On Thursday, me and my husband were watching a movie in the living room. We paused the movie as he got up to use the bathroom. I heard him knocking the door twice, literally 3 knocks each time on the door, a couple seconds apart. It was loud enough for me to hear him knocking from the living room. The next moment, I heard screaming. I rushed to the bathroom, saw my daughter completely naked, covering herself and yelling at my husband to get out. I didn't see everything that happened, but what I saw after I heard yelling was my husband literally fell over his own feet and struggling to get the bathroom door closed. I asked my husband what happened, and he said he knocked, nobody answered, so he went in, and my daughter was naked in front of the mirror, and he tried to get out. After my daughter calmed down, I asked her side of what happened, and she said she was changing, and all of a sudden her stepdad walked into the bathroom. Asked her why didn't she answer when he knocked. She said he didn't, and then she reiterated that she heard him knock, and she is certain she did. She said she didn't hear it because she had ear pods in, listening to music. So we got the situation sorted. My husband did apologize to her and explain he thought the bathroom was empty and walked in. She gave him a hug and apologized for yelling at him. The problem now is my daughter got family members involved, and now they're calling my husband a creep. Got a call from my sister berating me for still having my husband in the house. I asked what she meant, and came out to that my daughter spun the whole story and left out the fact that she was listening to music with her AirPods and is telling everyone that she answered him, and he still walked into the bathroom to look at her. We have cameras in our hallway, and it proves that a husband did knock, as you can see it in the video, but the camera has no audio. I sat my daughter down and asked her, and she denied saying anything like that or that she told anyone anything. I got mad, and I asked, then how does your aunt know what happened? And she went silent. She said that she talked to her niece about it, and she must have told her mother. I asked why did she lie about what happened and made my husband look bad when he did nothing wrong. She again denied lying about anything, and I told her what my sister told me. She started to cry and say sorry. She was just talking and making up scenarios with her niece. The whole day yesterday, I got calls and texts from family members as the story spread. The wrong story is spreading, and that my husband is a creep to everyone. I sat my daughter down again and had her read some of the things being said about my husband and told her she has to fix this because her lying is what caused this. She refused, saying she didn't spread this, and she only told her niece and doesn't want to say anything to anyone because they will think bad about her. She said they know my husband and this will just blow over. Everything did blow up when my husband walked into the living room with his bags packed and said he was going to go stay with his parents for a while because he didn't want to be in this situation anymore where he was made out to be this kind of person. My daughter broke down, apologized repeatedly, and said she will fix it, but my husband still left. I told her if I get divorced because of her lies, she'll be moving out of my house. I told her she better fix what she did and tell everyone what really happened because I will not be losing a man that loves and actually cares for me like my husband does over lies. She asked me to help her, and I told her no, she isn't a child anymore, and her lies for attention did this. This is on her. I already tried, and now I'm being accused of taking my husband's side and not providing a safe space for my daughter. I don't know what to do. My husband asked for a space, and my daughter is inconsolable at the moment. I'm not in the best state myself. So, is she the asshole if she kicks her daughter out? What are your thoughts, Cass?
I don't think so. Because she gave her daughter the option to Well, of course we don't actually know what the daughter said to the niece, but even there are going to be some situations where something gets misinterpreted and you're like, no, I actually said this, but no one's going to believe it and you have to apologize for it. Sometimes you just have to go with it so that all of it can be over. And if she actually did not make up the scenarios to tell the niece, like, I would just apologize instead of trying to tear up your entire family and getting everybody involved. Like, just get it over with and get it done.
100%, because like, you know, it, like you said, like it could have been a bad game of telephone where she didn't mention the music, but that shit spreads like wildfire, where all it takes is the niece to go, oh yeah, Greg walked in on we didn't get the daughter's name, Diana, naked in the bathroom, and she told him not to come in, and then it's just like boom, immediately pervert. Like, I mean, like, it's just like I see where how it can get out of control super quick, especially for the stepdad, because like there's no like, you're immediately painted like this, and it's gonna be super stressful.
It's like, because of that step title, because
that too,
like,
right?
Everyone's like stepbrother, stepdad, all that stuff. They're automatically gonna be like, okay, he's not her actual father. Of course, her actual father wouldn't do this. Is she lying? Did she tell the niece something that was true, and then the niece is lying to everyone else? But then it's so easy for him to kind of get kicked out of the picture because he has that title.
100%, right? And like, you know, I totally understand his logic of like, this is not me. I'm not this guy, and I will be damned if my name is going to be dragged through the mud. I need to get away from this situation.
And kudos to him for doing that, because
totally,
all of this is true. If she lied, all the stuff, family hates them, whatever. I'll be like, okay, bye sis, let me pack my stuff. Let me go to my mama's. Like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to get involved. Divorce.
Yeah. Vegas Girl on Fire says, get locks on your bathroom, bro. And first, yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I like, personally, I feel like, especially as you know, through adolescence, I was always locking the bathroom, because yeah, the last thing I need is someone coming in when I'm naked, you know?
Yeah.
I'm already stressed. Sorry, go ahead.
I had this one moment when I was growing up where my cousins were staying with me, and I was in my bathroom, just, going to the bathroom, and one of them, like, walked in. Of course, it was on accident. They didn't know I was in there, but I, like, screamed and was traumatized. And so ever since then, no matter what room I go in, if I'm like, okay, I'm going to change or I'm going to go to the bathroom, I will lock that door automatically.
Yeah, force the habit.
I never lock anything.
Yeah. Like, I feel like I was surprised that, like, maybe there was one on there, but for whatever reason, she just didn't lock it. And then what the heck is it? But yeah, like, I feel like it's a weird, like, I don't know. I think the daughter is the asshole.
Agreed. The mom gave her the options to confess, to own up to what she did, whatever she ended up doing, and she didn't take that. She didn't take the opportunity when she could, and she just, like, pretty much tore her whole family up.
Yeah, right? Because, like, the repercussions, even if, she does say, like, there has been some misconceptions on the store, there's been some misinformation, and she fixes it, I still think at least one or a few of the family members are always going to kind of look at Greg in, like, a weird, like, I'm fucking watching you. You know what I mean? Like, you are,
you saw like, your stepdaughter naked.
Yeah, right? Like, it's just like a weird, it's gonna be a weird thing, and I think there's gonna be some awkward and some tension involving that family for a while.
Family reunions would be very interesting.
Would watch. I always love, you never know when it's gonna be WWE at the old home address,
Exactly. Like, a terrible situation, but it might be great for, entertainment later on.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing that they could laugh about later, but something, we could. But a couple of the comments here. I would never move back to a home where someone has spreaded false sexual misconduct stories about me for no reason, and still lives there. I'd never be okay being alone with that person, even if they said it straight, even if they said they were sorry, and I fully forgave them. Those kind of rumors can and will ruin an entire person's life. There's no guarantee in any way the rumors won't continue, spread further, get twisted, or the person won't lie again, starting it all over. What's to stop her from, like, quote unquote setting it straight, but in an effort to save face, lean on, I don't want to have to move, so I have to take it back. No, I don't know why I'd lie. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Just trust me. I didn't lie, though. People will talk, horses out of the barn. What's done is done. No matter what happens now, people will always question it, suspect him, and suspect you're protecting him, which is exactly what we were kind of just talking about a moment ago. And then your daughter needs to talk to a professional. That's what this person's suggesting. Being sorry, learning the hard way isn't enough. She needs professional help to figure out why she'd choose to lie. Why'd she tell her niece this? Why she'd repeatedly double down when she got caught?
I wonder if it's like a compulsive liar issue.
Yeah.
Where, like, she gets something mentally out of it, or if there's like a deficit in. So I'm an only child. If she's an only child, it's and having like a stepfather or like possible stepsibling and stuff, it's difficult to adjust to, and sometimes it's such a change from being the only person that's getting all the attention to now all these other people getting attention. So I wonder if she has a compulsive liar issue where she's like, oh, I'm getting no attention. All of the attention's going towards Greg, the new husband. Let me mix this up a little bit, make it about me, so that way I can get a little bit out of this. And then it could ruin his whole life.
Absolutely. Like, I think his whole life could, like, it could, if it gets back to work, like, I feel like whether it be work, life things in general, like, people take this shit very, like, especially accusations of this kind, super seriously, and it could just, he could be blackballed from, like, everything.
Like, what if the niece's mom's brother's child's teacher was, like, his coworker, and somehow that got to her because they're, like, talking at book club or something?
Yeah,
he would get fired. They wouldn't question it at all. I'm not trying to make this, like, a male-female thing, but with these cases a lot, if it's a male that's involved, everyone's always like, oh yeah,
guilty.
Get them out of here. They're guilty.
Exactly, right? So
so they wouldn't hesitate to be like, okay, we heard this about you. We don't have time to, like, investigate or do anything, so we're just gonna boot you.
Exactly. And then boom, life ruined. He's gonna have to, like, move states, and you lose, like, references, you lose a lot of things, like, or do whatever, right? Like, to try and pick up where you fell down to.
You have to try and start a whole new life.
Yeah, it's not great. So, Vegas says the cousin could have also hyped up some dramatic scenarios, and she just went along with it. Also true.
That's what I was wondering. Like, what if the cousin just kind of took everything and twisted the words herself because maybe she was younger and she didn't understand it?
Yeah, right. So, hard to say. I mean, obviously, we only have one perspective, but it does, based on this perspective, I think the mother is not the asshole. I feel quite bad for the stepfather, especially being put into a predicament like this. And yeah, that's how I feel. Fuck that daughter. Fuck.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Diana. Yeah.
And if it was the niece, fuck you, niece.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because now she's a new enemy with her cousin too. If she seriously did not say anything bad.
Yeah.
And the niece is the one who's going up and ruining the whole family.
100%. It's gonna. I definitely think either the mom and the stepfather here may end up, if they stay together, they may not be going to a lot of family functions after this. So it's unfortunate because yeah, right. Like, it's super unfortunate that at least they have, like, the stepfather's family, right? Which is hopefully
that is true. And you know that they'll be like, oh, our little Greggy would never do that. So, like, they'll be chill. They'll be chill. They'll be cool with it.
But yeah, no updates though. Unfortunately, So I wish these all the Reddit posts, but maybe we'll get one. I mean, it was pretty early. It was like they posted this today, so.
Oh wow.
Or like whatever, 15 hours ago. So, like, they posted this, like, so if this is PST, they posted this at like fucking like 5 a.m.
Well, they're probably up all night crying.
Probably, right? Like, super stressed out about this whole situation. I don't blame them.
Not being able to sleep.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, what if it would get back to the mom's job too? Like,
Oh,
oh, your
totally.
husband's a creep, blah 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 blah.
Oh, there's so many repercussions that could happen, right? And it's super stressful. So I feel bad for both of them. I feel like it's a situation. You know, it's just a bad situation that the daughter has put them all in. And I part of me thinks the daughter doesn't feel bad about it.
Like, was she proud sharing that information with people?
Yeah, like it's a great question, right? I have no idea. But
I want to look back on that in a few days to see if there's an update, since it was just posted today.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna have to, like, I don't know how, if you can like toggle like notifications for certain stories on Reddit or something like that, but I don't know.
Some research.
Yeah, we'll have to do some research. We'll have to keep paying attention because we'll have to reconvene if this happens. Our next story. Am I the asshole for going no contact with my best friend after my boyfriend said she hit on him? So I, 27 female, feel sick even writing this because I never thought it would come to this. My best friend, Claire, 27, and I have been close friends since high school. She was there for me through everything, losing my dad when I was a baby, struggles with my recovering alcoholic, and all the usual growing up drama. She was the one person I thought I could trust with anything. I've been dating Jake from State Farm, 29 male, for about 6 months now, and it's been amazing. He's sweet, supportive, and honestly one of the healthiest relationships I've ever had. He knows about my past, my boundaries, and has always been super respectful. Claire met him a couple of times. She seemed to like him, but something about how she acted at our last hangout just did not sit right. Last weekend, Jake and I hosted a small dinner party for a few friends, including Claire. Everything seemed normal at first, but as the night went on, Claire started acting kind of weird. She was laughing at everything Jake said, leaning in close to him, and even made this stupid joke like, "If I had met you first, you'd be mine." I laughed it off at the time, but it felt off, you know? The next morning, Jake told me he needed to talk to me about something. He looked so uncomfortable and my heart immediately sank. He said after I went to bed, Claire followed him into the kitchen and started talking about how he deserved better and wasn't I lucky to have him. Then she flat out told him she'd always wondered what it'd be like to hook up with him. She even tried to kiss him, but Jake shut her down and told her to leave. I felt like the ground was ripped out from under me. I didn't want to believe it, but Jake has never given me any reason not to trust him. He said he felt guilty even being around her after what happened and that I deserved to know. When I confronted Claire over text, I knew I'd lose it if I called her. She denied it. She said Jake must have misread her or was making it up to make me distrust her. When I told her I believed him, she flipped out saying I was insecure choosing a guy over her and that I was throwing away 10 plus years of friendship for no reason. Now a few mutual friends are involved because Claire told them her version of the story and they're saying I'm overreacting. They're like, she was drunk, it doesn't mean anything, or don't ruin a decade-long friendship over a misunderstanding. But to me, this doesn't feel like a misunderstanding, it feels more like a betrayal. And I honestly don't know if I can ever trust her again. I've stopped responding to her messages and calls, but now I'm second-guessing myself because so many people are telling me I'm wrong. Did I blow this out of proportion?
The friends defending it and using the excuse she was drunk makes me so mad.
That's crazy, bro. Like that to me, that's like that. You're throwing hands right there, because like just because you're drunk, it's not an excuse. Like people say, drunk words or sober thoughts. That's what people actions or sober thoughts. That's it. And you know, I mean, like for her to start mentioning that things that like what the heck was it? Like laughing at all his jokes, you know? Before, blah, blah, blah. Dude, girl, get a grip. Get a grip, right? And it's crazy for her friends just to be like, you're gonna let this decade-long friendship be ruined because of this? And it's like, bro. Yeah. Yeah. Like, because like, if it, you know, what if what if Claire and Jake did sleep together? They didn't. I know this is a hypothetical. But they didn't say anything. Eventually broke up. But what if there was like this long history of Claire just fucking all her boyfriends?
All of her best friends' boyfriends.
Yeah, like her best friend's just been fucking her boyfriends all this time.
And then like, this is the single one that speaks up about it.
Yeah. Like, what if this? Because like, I feel like, why would someone make that up? You know what I mean?
Why
like,
would you share it with her if he knew that it was going to be? If it made him uncomfortable, and he was like, "This is going to be an ongoing issue," of course he's going to tell her, so he can be like, "Hey, keep an eye out for your friend." Because he loves his girlfriend and doesn't want anyone to be all weird about it, and it's gonna cause more issues if they keep her around. So kudos to Jake for like sticking up. Yeah, dude,
and like kudos for him, and I for rocking khakis, and like I know it doesn't say that, but anytime I think of Jake from State Farm, I just think of what are you wearing, Jake from State Farm? And he just goes khakis.
As he should.
Yeah, as he should, right? But absolutely, like I feel like the fact that he told her is like a huge green flag, just to be like, and then he made her leave, which is crazy. Just be like, get out of my house. Like, this is disgusting.
Dude, I need to find myself a person like that.
Just like
stick up for me. Tell me what my friends are doing. Tell me how they're being weird. Let me cut them off. Just save it in like a healthy, non-gaslighting way, though.
Yeah, like, absolutely.
Keep the relationship strong.
Well, that's just it. If anything, it's gonna re-solidify it, right? Like, it's just to be like, hey, like, I'm here for you. I don't like our friends. It is what it is. But like, I'm not gonna let your friend try to make a move on me. Like, if like your significant other's best friend makes a move on you, like I feel like that's like a huge huge issue.
Like, have you seen all those videos on like TikTok where it's like, oh, I'm surprising my boyfriend from college, and they walk into the room and he like has his arm around like the other girl or something?
Yeah,
that's the opposite of Jake. Jake would like wrap that arm back, shove her out, get out of here, I'm done. And then there's people like the couch people, and I'm fear that Claire is the girl trying to be on the couch with the arm around her.
Absolutely.
She wants to be a little sneaky link.
Like, she wants to be the sneaky link, but she's also like, I bet you she doesn't care if she gets caught.
I was gonna say, she's being a sneaky link, but she's not really being sneaky about it.
Like, she was doing it in like their kitchen, like, which is crazy to me.
Imagine if they had a camera in their kitchen and be like, oh no, she was drunk, he's blowing out of proportion. It's like, you were caught in 4K, honey. I'm sorry.
Would it be crazy just for...
You see that lean in right there? Yeah.
You see that lean in?
See that tongue? Yeah.
And where Jake like leans back and like puts his hand in front of her face and just like pushes her and be like, yeah, this... She's
just drunk and she's like...
Yeah, dude, it would be so fucking funny too. Like, it'd just be like... Because it says, how sloppy of a drunk you think? Like, how drunk is she? And she, like you said, like, is the tongue already like way out there?
She's just slobbering, and he's like, go out the doggy door.
Yeah, please get out. And I also am curious too, like, because like from what Jake described, was it just the two of them left, or did Jake just get up to go to the kitchen and she like followed him? That'd be like another... I feel like a key ingredient to that story.
Did it say following in there somewhere or no?
Claire's close to him and made a stupid joke. Well, the jokes, I forgot that she made those stupid jokes. She said,
oh yeah, then you'd be mine if we met earlier.
Yeah. Claire followed him into the kitchen and started talking about how he deserved better, and I lucky to have him, which is like crazy to me, because like, first of all, why are you talking down to your friend like that? Supposed to be like hyping him up, not putting him down. So it just makes me think, like, hearing things like that just make me feel like that she had like other intentions, you know what I mean?
Ulterior motives.
Yeah.
Like, what if like this is her secret plan, like you were saying earlier about just like dating all of her best friends' boyfriends, because she's just like, I'm too lazy to get on dating apps. They're like sitting right there. I might as well just go for it.
Exactly. Like
don't do that. If you're watching, don't do that.
Yeah, just go on dating apps or just jerk off.
Yeah, exactly. Well, not now. It's still November, but
yeah, stay strong. There's only 6 more days, guys.
Stay strong, brothers.
We got this. But like, But the fact that she was like, she heard Claire make those jokes about like, like, you know, if I had met you first, you'd be mine, which is like, it's like crazy that she's just like openly doing that.
Did she let it slide?
Yeah, I think that's the problem. But like, the hard part is it's her best friend, so she probably was like immediately like, you know, she's probably just making jokes.
How long did it say that they were best friends for?
It said like since high school. So they're
probably like 10, 12 years.
Yeah, so it's a long friendship, right? Like,
imagine being friends with someone for 12 years and ruining that friendship to hit on their boyfriend.
Isn't that crazy? When you could have just gone out and done it yourself.
That is someone you lived your prime years with. You went through puberty with that person. You went through your first breakup with that person. You had all of these key moments in growing up and developing with that person. And it's like, nah, sorry, I want to kiss your boyfriend instead.
Right? One of the comments said, not the asshole. Your so-called best friend tried to hook up with your boyfriend. She is the asshole. Drunk or not, a best friend does not act this way.
Drunk or not, yep.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, there's a big one. But she's talking about like how her feelings of betrayal and hurt are entirely valid. You're not overreacting. Claire's actions, as described by Jake, are a significant breach of trust. Even if she were drunk, that doesn't excuse inappropriate behavior, especially towards someone she knows is your partner. Because it's not like it's, you know, at no point is like, you know, everyone knows Jake is her boyfriend.
Yeah, it's not like they're at a bar and you hit on someone and they're like, oh, sorry, I have a girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly. Alcohol may lower inhibitions, but it doesn't create feelings or intentions that weren't already there. So she probably liked Jake for a while. You know, this shit doesn't just brew. But Jake did the right thing by shutting her down, being honest with you about what happened. It's also worth noting that he seems trustworthy. He told you immediately, even though it was uncomfortable, and he didn't try to brush it off. This is a sign he respects you and values your relationship.
I agree.
I agree. As for Claire, her response when confronted is telling. Instead of taking accountability, she doubled down, denied it, and tried to gaslight you by saying Jake misread her or made it up, then flipped the script to make herself the victim, claiming you're choosing a guy over her. Hella manipulative.
Gaslighting goes crazy.
Wait, did that? Yeah. So Kat says, if I hear my best friend say to my partner, if I met you first, you'd be mine, I'd be throwing hands right then and there. I don't care. Honestly, valid though. Because I'd be fucking pissed too. I'd be like, there's no fucking way. You know what I mean? Like,
it's so, people who are like that, who willingly will go and flirt with like someone else's significant other, whether it be a friend or not, I think are some of the most gross people on the planet. Because you have the knowledge that they're together and you are doing that willingly.
Oh, 100%. Like, if someone said that to my girlfriend, I think I'd be throwing fucking hands. I'd be like, excuse me? Like, the fuck did you just say to me? Like, you just say to her, like, ain't no fucking way. Like, it'd be like, you ever see like the Bradley Martin and Stable Ronaldo clip where Bradley smacks him in the head?
I think so. Yeah,
because he took his hat. That'd be me.
Oh yeah, at the gym.
Yeah, at the gym, and he just fucking hits him. I'd be like immediately, like, ain't no fucking way. Or like, there's no
hesitation.
The show got canceled like 5 episodes in, but there was like this. I think it was. Oh fuck! I can't remember the title of the show, but it starred the guy, the singer from The Weeknd, and there was one. I just seen this on TikTok recently, where like this guy was like her trainer or something like that, and he like put his hands on her tummy. Yeah, you know exactly what clip I'm talking about. I know exactly what you're
talking about. Yeah, the one with it's that show with The Weeknd and Lily Rose Depp.
Yeah. And like he like gets immediately was like gets like right in his face, and he's like, yeah, my sister and my dad are like gastro doctors or something like that, and he's like, yeah, and my friend's a fucking gynecologist, but you don't see me sticking my fingers up everywhere, and like just fucking hits him. I was like, that's awesome.
I think I saw that clip yesterday.
So like things like that, that's I think that was I said. So I mean, it makes sense. So I respect Jake here. Like, I think she should, if she doesn't marry Jake,
she's gotta put a ring on that thing right now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she better get down on one knee. You know, hashtag propose Christmas. You know. And this was posted yesterday.
Wow. Oh, these are all like really fresh.
Really recent, apparently. That's crazy.
These people are like in their beds crying, and we're just like.
Basically, like, they're, you know, I hope they see this, and I hope they, like, when they see this, they're like, I was right. Fuck that bitch.
It's the validation that they want.
Exactly, right? And like, we got you, 27 female. I don't think you ever said her name, but we'll call you Jill.
Hashtag fuck Claire.
Hashtag fuck Claire. That's right, dude. Our next story. Am I the asshole for exposing my ex-fiance's mistress 12 years later? So 12 years ago, I, 36, was engaged and about to get married to Carl, fake name. Everything in my life seemed perfect until I found out my fiance was having an affair with a new hire at his job called Camilla. 20s. She doesn't have an exact number, but 20s. Both of them were in serious relationships. I broke off the engagement with Carl as soon as I found out and told Camilla's boyfriend about the cheating. Well, it was hard for me, but I moved on after months of therapy and the help of my friends and family. I'm now married to Henry, my amazing husband and father of our 4 children. I moved to the other side. They gave the ages for the children, but I don't know if it's relevant for the story. I moved to the other side of the country years ago, and I never thought about my ex-fiance or the cheating again. My husband works in a law firm. Last year, they hired a new lawyer, Daniel, 34, who moved with his family to live in our area. He and my husband became very good friends, as they have similar interests and personalities. Henry asked me to invite Daniel's family over to our house to help it with the adjust to the new city and the new job. When Daniel came to my house for a play date, our kids, he's got 2, they have 4. He introduced us to his wife, Cam. Well, Cam was for Camilla. Crazy. I really didn't know how to react when I recognized her. I had the impression that she also recognized me. Our husbands didn't really understand why everything seemed so tense, and we pretended to not know each other and made failed attempts of small talk. After an hour, Cam made up an excuse and her family left. Henry noticed my behavior and asked what was happening. I told him everything. He already knew about my past with Carl and the affair. Later that day, I received a text from Camilla begging me not to tell Daniel about our past. I read the message and didn't reply, but I decided not to say anything and mind my business. This was not my problem anymore. After a week of silence, Daniel shows up at our doorstep looking very agitated. He talked to my husband alone, and after, Henry asked me to tell Daniel my version of everything. Like my husband, Daniel realized something was weird was happening on our meeting and spent the week trying to get answers from his wife. She refused to tell him what happened and then tried to say I was her ex-boyfriend's side chick, and that's why we were so tense. Daniel didn't buy her story and they had a massive fight. After the fight, he realized I was the one that could tell him the truth, and I did tell him everything after he asked. I even showed him the text message Camilla sent me. I didn't feel the need to sugarcoat things since Camilla was out there telling lies about me. Daniel was in complete shock because cheating was a trigger for him. His father cheated on his mom for years and left the family for his mistress, which made him hate cheaters. Camilla knew about this since their first date. Daniel left our house looking defeated, and in the same day, I received a call from Camilla accusing me of being a revengeful bitch. She said I was trying to destroy her life. I don't think I was wrong for telling the truth, but this happened last year, and I received calls and random messages from people close to Camilla saying I'm an asshole for exposing Camilla's past to her husband. Is she the asshole? And there is an update, so we can look at it after.
All I'm going to say is don't write checks that your ass can't cash.
Yeah.
If you are going to home wreck someone, don't do it without knowing that you're like gonna have repercussions. Like you know that something's gonna happen.
Like karma's gonna come out. Crazy that it didn't work out with her and Carl. Who would have thought?
Not me.
Yeah.
I also think it's crazy that she tried to paint the like good wife that she was the side hoe.
Yeah.
And like Camilla was like the main one in that relationship.
That's crazy to me. Like I feel like for her just to, I don't know also why she just wouldn't explain that to her husband. You know what I mean? Like, just, she, like, I mean, at the same time, like, if she just would have been like, oh, so this is what happened. Like, obviously, I'm a changed person, blah, blah, blah. You know, I learned from my mistake.
Yeah,
I feel like
own up to it if you don't want issues.
And I feel like it could have gone so much better and not been, like, gone south or anything like that. But it's interesting that Daniel noticed that his wife wasn't going to tell him the truth. So he came over to ask Dolores about this. That's what I'm calling her. Dolores about this, and like she was like, how much time you got? You know what I mean? Like, isn't that like she's got
have a seat.
Have a seat. Yeah. So it's interesting to see kind of how, like, is she an asshole? No. She just, I feel like Camilla's still kind of just like, you know, I get it. Not everyone wants all their past just out to the public, but I feel like with your significant other, your husband, your wife, they should know these things, so then that, you know, they're not blindsided, like Exhibit A.
I might sound like a terrible person when I say this, but if I was in this situation and someone texted me, please, I'm begging you, don't tell so-and-so about this, and if it's something really bad, that would make me want to tell that person 10 times more. 10 times more.
Absolutely. Like, I feel like you would have to at this point, because I'd just be like, really, does it affect you? I mean,
like, what if they invite them over for dinner the next night and then they're just like,
it's just like super stressful. Yeah, doesn't mean like that that Daniel and her husband. Oh, Daniel's the husband. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Daniel and Henry. Sorry, that Daniel and Henry can't be friends still. They just have to be friends only at work, or maybe get a beer after work.
I'm honestly impressed that both of them noticed that, like, there was something off when they met.
Right?
Because usually, like, no offense, but like, some guys don't pick up on signals like that. And for them to notice that, like, the energy was different between the two of them and knowing something was up, I'm impressed.
Yeah, because I like to think most men are 43% blind in their left eye and then just a lot of blind in their right when it comes to picking up certain things like that. But so, yeah, like you said, kudos to them, because like that. And, you know, I'm also very happy that the Dolores just told Henry right away, because, you know, if she was like, oh, it's nothing. Well, then, like you said, what if they invited them over for dinner again, and it's just as stressful and awkward?
It's just going to keep building up until one of them cracks.
Pretty much, right? So I feel like at the end of the day, still, it's good that she told him. Should we check out this update?
Yes. That's still such a small world that, like, it ended up being Camilla.
Right?
That's crazy.
First, this is not a fake story. The only thing that's fake are the names. I am not AI either. Second, I don't think cheaters must be punished forever. While I would probably never want to be close friends with Camilla after the initial shock, I would have had no issues being civil with her. I don't think she deserves to live through hell because she was awful years ago. I also don't think she was the worst person. Carl definitely was the worst of the two. He was the one who was about to marry me, but she was a willing part of the affair, and she knew me from their office. Also, everybody there knew Carl was living with me and we were engaged. Third, Camilla got my number from Daniel's phone. I have a pretty uncommon last name and my name is not popular either. Daniel got my number from me. Henry gave me his contact to set up a dinner date to introduce our families. I texted him. We've already met sometimes on the office and at the house when he came by with Henry. Daniel texted me back about setting our plans up for the kids' play date, and that's that. My husband didn't give Camilla my number. At the time this all happened, my husband had seen her just once while at the office with Daniel. So the update. So Daniel and Camilla are not divorced. After leaving our house, Daniel stayed at a hotel for a while, then he got back to his house and they started doing couples therapy. The harassment, though, through calls and texts lasted over a month. Henry was about to send a cease and desist when he decided to talk to Daniel about this. Daniel handled it. What I know through Henry is that most of Camilla's flying monkeys didn't know the full story, and when Daniel set things straight, they stopped. Camilla emailed me months after apologizing. I accepted her apology, but we are not close, and I don't feel like her words are genuine. Most likely, she just wants to save her marriage. talking about their marriage, Daniel and I, some months after the this at the party in my house, and I told him that I felt terrible for my part for on their marital problems, and he reassured me. Daniel said that they were already having issues before we met. Seems like she wasn't happy about moving here and leaving her family on the other side of the country. Also, they were having money problems because their old state has a higher cost of living. Since Camilla left work after she got pregnant with their second child, they had less money, and cutting costs on their lifestyle was making them fight. The move to our state made sense because it was a better position with a good raise. I don't know much else about it. Just recently that Henry told me that Daniel was depressed after a big fight they had about Thanksgiving. Camilla wanted to travel to their old state to stay with her family, and Daniel wanted to visit his mother that lives closer. Everybody in the office knows about their fight since Daniel asked to stay at a coworker's place. Daniel told Henry directly that he would start divorce proceedings because on their last fight, Camilla was talking about taking the kids and moving back closer to her parents. He said that she will not have full custody of his kids. That's all she knows. That's crazy. So they're getting a divorce, which is insane, dude. Dude, that's like karma's a bitch, though. You know what I mean?
I think cheating is one of the most disrespectful things that you can do to someone, because you are showing absolutely no respect for that person, and then in return, no one's going to have any respect for you. Just have the decency to talk to your significant other. Yeah. Tell them, like, we're not vibing like we used to, and then call it quits, then move on. Don't do it at the same time. It's so terrible, and it's so trauma-inducing on people. They're going to have terrible trust in future relationships, and then it's going to affect everyone else in the future, like freaking Camilla being an idiot. Literally. And I feel like, you know, my dad has always told me this. He's like, if you want to sleep with a bunch of people, go be single. He's like, never do it. Like, you know, it's wise words from my father. He's like, never do it, because all it's going to do is cause issues if you cheat. And I, you know, I've never cheated because I completely agree. So, like, you know, I've seen, you know, based off, you know, you see it in movies, you see it in TV shows. I know it's a little more, I wouldn't even say it's probably over dramatic, because it's probably pretty accurate to how people would react and stuff like that. So, like, girls will be clawing them. That's what I mean, right? People have probably been killed because of cheating, or freaking just complete homes have been ruined. And like you said, people, like, she had to go to therapy, or not like she said, but the story said she had to go to therapy for months to, like, really kind of build herself back up and just be able to trust and all this stuff. So really, I think at the end of the day, Camilla is the asshole. Camilla is definitely the asshole. And you know what, dude? Another divorce? It's gonna be like freaking Michael Jordan going for 3 rings soon. You know what I mean? Like, and she's just collecting them all. Yeah. So, but at least I'd almost be curious just to watch. I sometimes I wish you could watch, like, Divorce Court. You know, because, like, it would be right. Because, like, I would watch this because the stories. This was posted 5 days ago. And when was this one? Okay, that was quick. They were both posted 5 days ago. That was a quick update. That was a quick update. She wrote all of that, and then, like, at night, she's laying in bed with her husband. She's like, "You ever heard anything about what's going on with them?" And then she's like, "Okay, let me type some more. Yeah, let me update. Yeah, like, so yeah, that's crazy. I think that's insane, and I feel like, why stop cheating? If she's a changed person, like, congrats, good for her. I mean, obviously now it doesn't even sound like she's changed, because it sounds like she's still, like, a psycho. And right, like, there are some people that can change, but you're still the asshole. Absolutely. Oh, so screw that. Screw Camilla. We don't stand Camilla. We don't like Camilla. No. So we hate her. We hate Camilla. Fuck Camilla. Camilla, Lily, Claire. Get them all out. Yeah, get them all out of here. Get these people out of here, dude. Fuck. They have a little club. We got our last story. Am I the asshole for wanting to give up my son after discovering he isn't mine? And we do have an update on this one too. So
The situation is nothing short of a clusterfuck. I'm angry, depressed, and sad. I don't know what to do. I, 32 male, am shattered and don't know where to turn. My wife passed away last month, only 7 months after giving birth to our son. She developed peripartum cardiomyopathy. I probably butchered that. Cardiomyopathy, a rare and severe form of heart failure that can occur in the months following childbirth. Despite the doctor's best efforts, she didn't survive. Losing her suddenly has left me heartbroken and in a state of constant grief. Understandable. 3 weeks ago, my wife's best friend came over to visit. She was visibly nervous and eventually told me she had something sensitive to share. After some hesitation, she revealed that my wife had confided in her that she'd been unfaithful around the time our son was conceived, and that there was a chance he might not be mine. I was stunned and angry. My wife's best friend was telling me this only weeks after my wife's death, and it felt like an attempt to tarnish her memory. I couldn't believe it. I told her to leave and not to come back, convinced she was lying or trying to shift blame onto me somehow. The whole thing felt like a betrayal, and I tried to push the thought out of my mind. But once the idea was planted, it wouldn't go away. I kept wondering, what if she was telling the truth? After days of tormenting myself with the possibility, I decided to go get a DNA test. It wasn't an easy decision. I felt guilty for even considering it, but I needed the closure.
Bless you.
Oh, fuck.
Bless you squared.
Thank you. Yesterday, the results came back. My worst fears were confirmed. My son is not biologically mine. Now I'm in turmoil. I love my wife, and I wanted to believe our son was a piece of her and me together. But knowing he's not biologically mine has left me feeling lost and betrayed. I keep looking at him, trying to feel some bond, but the pain of my wife's infidelity is so fresh, I don't know if I'll ever be able to move past it. I feel awful for even considering it, but I don't know if I can raise him on my own. The betrayal I feel is overwhelming, and I don't know if I'm capable of giving him the love and care he deserves. It's breaking my heart, and I feel like a failure, but I also feel like I'm not equipped to give him the life he deserves. There is a couple.
Sad.
It's tragic, right? Like it breaks my heart considering. I mean, first of all, it sucks that he lost his wife. What a really unfortunate event, especially after childbirth. Like they just brought in the world.
That's the list of things making me scared to get pregnant. Holy.
No kidding. Like, it says it's very rare. I don't know what that means in terms of doctors. I don't know if that means like 5% or 1% or less than 1. But what the heck is it? But there's a couple edits. I hadn't thought of contacting the friend, but I will now. The replies have really solidified what I have been feeling. The child is innocent, but I don't think I'd be able to love or care for him as well as I should. Informing the family will be my first step, then contracting the AP if possible. Adoption is going to be my last resort. Many of you may believe I'm a monster, but put yourself in my situation. I hope you all understand. Edit 2 says, I called her friend. I apologize for my behavior, but I also asked why she did not inform me as soon as she knew. She said her loyalties laid with her friend more than me. Okay, fine. I asked her about the AP. She said she doesn't know as it was a one-time thing. Apparently it happened during her work time, whatever that meant, during the daytime as she'd been told. I mean, I'm not fully understanding, but it seems like she fucked a guy when she was supposed to be working. Many of you are suggesting I go through her phone or social contacts, but I don't know any passwords. I never doubted her. We weren't controlling of each other. And had give plenty of privacy. The next step is informing the family, both mine and hers. I'm adding another thing. I don't hate the baby. I'm not so deranged I'd throw him out of the house. Whatever happens, happens according to procedure. I'm not going to instantly abandon a kid just because he isn't mine. So at least, like, he's not just gonna, knock on a door and just leave a baby on someone's doorstep.
I think we just went full circle. She's fucking her work husband.
Oh, fuck! Dude, I think you're right.
I think that it was a work husband. As soon as I saw work time in quotes, I was like, wait.
Like, work time, bro. Like,
wait.
Because it's not even like they could easily tell if it was like a shiny Pokemon or something like that. Like, it was probably, like, pretty close. So, so I could see where the sudden, like, that'd be like, I can't imagine he knew where, like, many of her coworkers, or knew them but just didn't see anything.
Yeah, like there were no signs for him to kind of be like a little bit suspicious of.
Yeah.
I think this is such a sad story. I feel so bad for him. I feel so bad for him.
Oh, absolutely. Because, like, not only does his wife pass away, but then he finds out she cheated. They're really just getting, like, a double whammy. Like,
I was expecting it to be something like the kid, after you read the title, that the kid was gonna be like older, and I'd be like, well, you've already kind of like, if he was like 7 or 8 or something, like, okay, you've kind of like raised him enough, like you have raised him as your son, you should still have the same love for him that you did if you were thinking he was your son, and just like keep that relationship going because you're the only father figure that he knows of, or that
100%.
he ever have. But then if it's such a small child, like an infant, or only, I think they said like 6 months old or 5 months old, that, like, I don't know how you can try and make that bond, because they really, really need a mother in that time. And dad's like, that's gonna be really difficult for them to just look at that baby and be like, this may not be my kid. This isn't my kid.
Yeah, the kid was only 7 months old.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. It's always like you said, like, this kid is literally, bro hasn't even figured out what car keys are. You know what I mean? Like, to jingle them. So, like, let alone even know what's going on. He just knows that mom has stopped coming.
Or just like, mom doesn't have boobs anymore, and he's like, who's this person?
Yeah, exactly, right?
But so that's the dad is all that the baby knows.
At this point,
what makes it more sad.
Yeah, a couple of the comments was like, ask who the father is. This took a lot of for her to tell you. She could have never told you the right thing. It's just talking about contacting your friend and stuff. Do you want to see the update?
Yes. I feel like I'm gonna be sad, but yes.
Okay, update. After finding out my son isn't biologically mine, I decided to tell both my family and my in-laws. My family was shocked and angry about everything, but they stood by me. My in-laws were also shocked and didn't believe it at first. They asked to see the DNA test results. After seeing them, they suggested a second test with both families present just to be sure. They said that if it confirmed he isn't mine, my late wife's sister, who has a 4-year-old daughter, would adopt him, and I could take my name off the birth certificate if I wanted. I agreed, and we did the test yesterday. Results should come in about a week. Honestly, I'm relieved with how things are playing out, but there hasn't been any drama, and everyone's been very understanding. I've also talked to a lawyer about getting my name off the certificate. Should be straightforward with the test results. Thank you again for all the support. Also, English isn't my first language, so I use GPT to help formatting and phrasing. Edit. For those accusing me of karma farming, I'm going to delete this account after this is all over.
Imagine being in like a Reddit post comments and being like, I'll adopt your son.
Right?
Like,
that's
what. I'm glad that they found a solution though. I was wondering if one of their options was going to be giving the child to a family member who's like has the ability and the resources to raise a child.
Yeah, I am glad that at least I have like at least like someone's gonna take care of it. It's really unfortunate, like this first comment says, not the asshole. It's heartbreaking knowing the last living piece of your wife's memory is now just a reminder of her betrayal. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, he would have raised that child and lived the fuck out of it, especially with his wife passing away.
Oh, dude,
this is just so heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking to even just to think about that, right? Because now that kid is gonna, he's basically living like a Harry Potter situation, living with his aunt, uncle, maybe living in the stairs. I don't know where he's gonna put him.
Not the stairs. That poor kid has been through enough. Oh my god.
He's been through it. Yeah, but if you think about it, both of Harry's parents were murdered right in front of him, and then they threw him under the stairs. So I mean,
I'm gonna say something, but I'm not going to. I'll hold myself back.
You can say it. It's okay.
No, I feel bad for the child though. So I'm not.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I feel bad for this kid, especially considering this was like earlier this month. Like, what a stress. What a shitty time. I mean, there's no really good timing.
I mean, the kid's just a stranger to him.
Yeah.
Like the dad, it's not his kid. He comes home or he's trying to take care of this kid that isn't his. It's just a random baby. It's not. It has no ties to him. That's so.
It has no ties,
sad.
but the things that's the problem is it makes like the kid, like, even though like he said he doesn't hate the kid, he has nothing against the kid, but every time he sees that kid, he just thinks, you know, his wife getting rammed by her work husband. You know what I mean? Like,
that's one way to put it.
Yeah, right. Like he just, it's not great, right? So it's really unfortunate that that's what happened. But I, you know, it's I think he's kind of going about it right. Like at least he also did say he wasn't just gonna like get rid of the kid. Like I think in edits,
he was like, I'm not. He's like, adoption is the last thing.
Yeah, he's not gonna instantly abandon the kid. So it's great. At least in the meantime, while this is all going, he's still gonna take care of the fella and like still, you know, make sure it stays alive.
Yeah, doing what he can.
Yeah. You know, I can only imagine how hard that is for him. You know what I mean? But
it feels so bad.
It's so bad. But I don't know. Do you think he's the asshole or not?
No.
No. You know, I always feel these situations are crazy, but like, yeah, like I don't think he's the asshole. I feel really bad, especially a lot of fucking shit happened to him in the last like 7 months.
I think the best friend also is the asshole. If I'm gonna be completely honest, if she didn't say anything in that.
But I also kind of see where her best friend was siding for, because like, you know, it'd be like if you had if you had a best friend and, you know, your husband was like, you know, she just went up to your husband and be like, yeah, she's fucking Derek, dude. You should, you know, like her loyalties are gonna lie with you because of the friendship. But
yeah, I like, right.
But you know what I mean? Like, not saying that like you can't tell the significant other, because I mean, you know, first of all, the person, she should, like, his late wife shouldn't have done it.
Mm-mm.
But she did and she, you know what? If she never confided to her best friend would have not felt the guilt to tell her husband.
And he would have been raising a child that isn't his and never know.
And never known.
Oh my god.
Like, what a crazy, like, insane, like, cascading events that, like, you know what I mean? Like, if she didn't say anything, we would not be reading this story. Yeah, we would not be reading this right now. But because she did, and then she recently passed, like, crazy. So
weird how stuff like that happens.
Yeah, it's insane. It just doesn't make any sense. But I can only imagine how much worse things are out there.
Yeah, Reddit is really teaching me that a lot of people cheat. I've
noticed that, like, on TikTok too, and like just like in life, and it's pretty gross.
It is nasty.
Yeah, like just love your significant other, dude.
Just find your person.
Find your person.
Break up or you date to marry. Don't date someone and then be like, oh, let me think about this other person. Like,
yeah, exactly, right? Like find someone that you'd be willing to get hit by a bus for. You know what I mean? At approximately 35 kilometers an hour. Or
become Regina George.
Is that the chick from Reba?
No, it's the girl in Mean Girls that got hit by the bus at the end of the movie.
Oh, yeah. That's funny. I don't know why. Regina, who am I thinking of? Barbara Jean, that's what her name was.
Oh.
My bad. I don't know why.
Is that the girl from Reba?
That's what I was like, what the fuck? Dude, I've only seen Mean Girls like 2 or 3 times. It's been a minute. That's on me. That's okay, but you know, we'll do better. But Cass. What the heck is it? So with every guest we have a game for them. So I just gotta, how do I do this now? I just got to do this. But before I get too crazy, I got to... Oh. I know you're the Call of Duty queen, as they call her, right?
I wouldn't say that.
But
I enjoy the game, but I'm not oh my god.
We are gonna play here. Oh shit. Hey, Call Her Duty. And
I'm about to embarrass myself.
Ladies and gentlemen, she's the Call of Duty queen. She's been playing since World at War.
11. Yep.
Yeah. So it's gonna be let's see how well she does. I know she's always been a big fan. It's what got you into gaming.
There's like 4 Call of Duties I didn't play, but I have faith in myself.
I have faith in you. All right, I have faith in you. All right, are you ready? Are you excited?
I'm terrified. Let's do it.
All right, our first question. Which Call of Duty introduced the famous zombie mode?
World at War.
That was. I feel like that might have been too easy for her. You know, she's like, oh, it's. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, you want to lock that in?
Sorry, I didn't let you read them off.
No, you're good. You're good. I like this energy. I like this excitement. So we're gonna lock in that Call of Duty World at War.
I'm gonna be wrong, but yeah, I'm locking it in.
No, you're 100% right. What do you? It was definitely, Kino de Toten or whatever, Durton. It was like that. That was the map.
The OG map.
The OG map, yeah. Next question. What Call of Duty came out in 2017? Is it Call of Duty World War II, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Call of Duty Ghosts, or COD World at War? Or Cold War, sorry.
I need to backtrack this real quick.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna say... I'm gonna lock in World War II.
World War II?
I might be a year or 2 off. I was trying to count backwards and name the CODs from 2024 backwards, but I'm gonna go with World War II.
World War II, and you wanna lock that in?
I'll lock it.
All right. The answer? World War II.
My
Woo!
math tell me.
2 for 2. Just Russian. Easy. Our next question. Which weapon is this? Is it A, the SKS, B, the MK2 carbine, C, the Kar 98K, or D, EBR-14?
So, I know the Kar 98 was in previous games that I did not play, but I also know it was in Modern Warfare 3, and it's in this game. And it looks like the shape that pops up at the bottom right when you're using it. So
Yep.
I'm going to say that's the Kar 98K. I'm locking it in.
All right. Locking it in. Well, Cass, you're 3 for 3.
Hell yeah.
Eat like nothing. Ain't nothing but mutton busting.
Shapes.
That's that's right. You didn't put the circle in the square. The next question. Which of these operator crossovers has not been a part of Call of Duty? Is it A, John McClane, B, the Shredder, C, Armored Titan, or D, Ethan Hunt?
I'm going to say Armored Titan because I feel like Activision, the Call of Duty people, they're a little, they can get a little stingy. And I feel like with how popular Attack on Titan is, and with how big it is, and almost everybody uses that as like the first anime that they watch if they want like something gory and good.
Right.
So I'm gonna say Armored Titan.
Okay. You want to lock that in?
I'm locking it.
All right. And the answer? Ethan Hunt. Oh, that shouldn't have said Firecracker. That's on me. No, it was actually in Call of Duty. It was like Modern Warfare 3 or something like that.
Huh. I did not know that.
He was in there, but it was Ethan Hunt, Mission Impossible.
Ah, okay.
That's still not bad though. It's still pretty good. I feel like, It's hard because considering how many operators and how many games have been going.
They have a lot of bundles. I'm actually impressed that they were able to get the rights to do that.
Same. I was very impressed. I was like, there, because I was expecting a lot more action heroes and stuff, and they had like a bunch of like crazy things in there, like Ghostface, and even the armored, even the Titan, or just like Alien. I think they had Xenomorph in there or some shit like that.
I think they did. They had so much better bundles like back a few years ago. Now it's just like weird, and you look like a highlighter on the map, and you can be like viewed from 20 meters away easily if you're hiding in a bush because your skin is like glowing fire or like spraying green stuff out of its nostrils. It's just it's too much. It's
for sure. Our next question: what map is this? Is this Nuketown, Stakeout, Gala, or Rewind?
It is Stakeout.
Stakeout.
I know that kitchen anywhere. I always die in it.
And you'd be correct.
Yep,
it is Stakeout.
French doors on the right side. There's a little balcony that everyone camps. I hate it.
Dude, I look forward to potentially getting this. Our next question. For which Call of Duty was Jonah Hill in a commercial with Sam Worthington? Jonah Hill played the noob. Was it A, Modern Warfare 2, like the 2009 edition, B, Black Ops, C, Advanced Warfare, or D, MW3, 2011?
So I'm not familiar with the lore behind this one. Jonah Hill is definitely a noob.
Yeah, so in these commercials, these were like, there's a bunch of these commercials. There's at least 2 that I remember, and they were for Call of Duty, and basically it was like one of them was like a bunch. There was one guy with and like everyone was killing everybody, and it was like a bunch of celebrities and stuff. And then the one with Jonah Hill and Sam Worthington is like the whole commercial. They go through, and Sam Worthington's character kind of like ushers Jonah Hill's character, teaching him the ropes. It's pretty funny.
I'm gonna say my gut is telling me to go with Black Ops, because if it was Black Ops 1, it was the first Black Ops game they were trying to do, and so if you're trying to promote a bunch of hype around it, you want to get the good faces that you know gamers are gonna love, aka Jonah Hill.
Right.
I'm locking in Black Ops.
You want to lock in Black Ops? All right.
Yeah.
The answer: Modern Warfare 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, okay.
Kind of crazy.
I'm falling a bit.
No, it's okay. It's an old commercial. I for whatever, they live rent free in my head. And it's
I remember the one they did recently with like Tim the Tap Man and a few other people. I think that was from Modern Warfare 2.
Oh,
2022.
Yeah. I kind of remember it. I just don't. I just didn't have cable then, so I probably seen it like on like TikTok or something, and I was like, oh yeah, right on. Next question. What perk is this? Is it A, Tracker, B, Dexterity, C, Double Time, or D, Assassin?
Judging by it being a friend, or a not friend that is friend-shaped that you want to pet, and they're very agile, not friends that are friend-shaped, I'm going with B, Dexterity, because it's the one that lets you move around a lot easier.
Okay. That's your final answer on that one?
Oh, that's my final answer.
All right. Well, Cassie, you got it right. Easy breezy cover squirrel.
There we go.
It's
I'm back.
You're back. That's right. You know, sometimes you stumble, but you're locked in. The next question. Which COD got a Metacritic score of 87? Was it A, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, 2009, B, COD Vanguard, C, COD Black Ops, or D, COD Advanced Warfare?
So it's difficult because I'm between C and D. Black Ops was an amazing game, but Advanced Warfare was kind of one of the first games that they did that was very tech-based.
Oh, yeah, with like the exosuits. Yeah.
The exosuits. I'm pretty sure that might have introduced the wall running. No, it wasn't that. But I'm going to go with... Black Ops, because it has my heart.
Okay. We're gonna lock it in. And the answer? Black Ops.
Okay.
And this is easy. I feel like this ain't nothing for you.
My brain is like trying to connect all the dots I can to try and find the right answer.
And then the next question. Which score streak requires 1,000? UAV. It's like because I guess they call them.
I was thinking 1,000 kills. I was thinking 1,000 kills.
No, yeah, I guess they call it 1,000. Like they call them score streaks instead of kill streaks. I don't know if that's like how in Brooklyn Nine-Nine they changed them from task force to do groups because it sounds nicer.
It's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, right. But which score streak requires 1,000? Is it A, UAV, B, napalm strike, C, LDBR, or D, sentry turret?
So 1,000 is 10 kills in a row, I'm pretty sure. I think I've gotten to that point, so I'm going to go napalm strike.
Napalm strike, you want to lock that in?
I'm locking it. For
the final question. She's locking in napalm strike, and the answer is...
I don't know what LDBR is.
I don't either. The answer is sentry turret. Napalm strike, I think, is really close.
Well, it should be like 1,100.
Yeah, exactly right. I think one of them was like within 100 or like 750 or some shit like that.
Damn, that was close.
That was close. I think you did great though.
I was trying to do the math on everything, trying to think of what the general population thought of each game.
Honestly, you only got a few wrong. I think you crushed it. You got you got questions that I was like, I was like, I wasn't sure if they were like easy questions or hard questions, but like there was a couple questions I'm watching your brain just compute, and it was awesome.
Just slowly watching the gears turning.
Yeah, exactly, right. So it was good. I hope you liked it. I mean, yeah.
I liked getting quizzed like that. Quizzes are look up Call of Duty quizzes.
Yeah, like they're fun, right? I feel like when they're things that you like know or enjoy, like you kind of get all excited, like it's like taking like your Harry Potter house test, you know what I mean? Where you get all fired up, you're like, what am I gonna be? And then you tell people, and they're like, there's no way. There's no.
Gryffindor?
Me? No, I'm a Ravenclaw.
Okay.
And then a lot of people are like, you're not that smart. And I'm like, well, people say otherwise, so at least the test says otherwise. But yeah. Cassie, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for inviting me. It was
of course. Yeah, it was a ton of fun. If what the heck is it? Where do the people find you?
You can find me at twitch.com twitch.tv/xCassirole or xCassirole on TikTok.
There you go. And yeah, make sure you guys check out Cassie. She's always doing like Call of Duty customs. She's an absolute menace with the throwing. Is it a throwing axe still?
It's a throw. Yeah. I miss the knives. I miss the knives so much. The axes feel too heavy.
Gotcha.
You can't actually feel it because it's a game. But they feel so much heavier than the knives, and I just.
But it's all like all about the physics and everything, and it's a different vibe. You have to like you almost have to throw above them, not at them, depending on the distance, and
you have to try and like gauge it.
Yeah. So like I was mentioning earlier, she's the Call of Duty queen. She doesn't miss. I don't know if I'm assuming she does quick scopes, because that's what I think Call of Duty. I think does everybody in Call of Duty just quick scope, or is that like a thing that's died?
They're good.
Oh, okay.
I'm not of that. Group.
I don't believe it, but make sure y'all give her some love if you haven't already. She is always a delight on stream, and like I said, doing customs and also just playing Call of Duty. Sometimes she does play scary games. Sometimes she steps out of that comfort zone.
I'm still dreading getting back into Silent Breath, but that game was really, really fun.
I got some good ones if you want, if you ever need some ideas. They're like short, sweet. It's awesome.
Perfect.
But ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. If you guys are interested, hit the, subscribe on YouTube, or if you want to check this out live, come hang out at twitch.tv/Koryzma when we do these things. I appreciate you guys for hanging out, and we are going to get ready for some Call of Duty. First time I get to play it finally. So I'm very excited. And so yeah, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys have an amazing night, And don't play in traffic.